Let's talk about something really powerful. This idea that our bodies are constantly, and I mean constantly, communicating with us. They're sending signals and messages all the time. But the real question is, are we actually listening? It sounds so simple, right? But it's actually incredibly profound. The language of our bodies, it's always there. It never stops. So how do we begin to remember? How do we start listening again?
Okay, so the first big idea here is that we need to totally reframe how we see our bodies. Let's stop thinking of them as just machines. Instead, think of your body as a messenger. And, as we're about to see, sometimes its quiet whispers can turn into some pretty urgent shouts.
Think about it. Every single ache, every little bit of discomfort, it often carries a deeper message. You know that nagging headache you get in the afternoon? Maybe it's not just stress. Maybe it's unspoken frustration. Or that constant tension in your neck? It could literally be the weight of words you've been holding back.
See, the thing is, your body is kind of polite. It whispers first. It gives you these subtle little cues, a bit of fatigue, a slight ache, maybe just a feeling of being a little off. But when we ignore those whispers, when we just push through, well, the body has no choice but to shout to finally get our attention.
And be honest with yourself here for a second. How many times did your body give you warning signs before you completely hit a wall? How many of those subtle whispers did you just brush aside, telling yourself, "Oh, I'm fine, I just need to power through this"?
And here's the kicker. When we silence the body, we're doing way more than just ignoring some pain. We're cutting ourselves off from our own intuition. And that is where a much, much deeper imbalance really starts to set in.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's pretty striking, isn't it? Our ancestors, they had rituals. They had a sacred relationship with their bodies. They danced, they fasted, they prayed, they breathed deeply. And us, now, we scroll, we rush, we numb ourselves out, and we forget. This really shows why, for us, healing has to start with just regaining that basic awareness. Now, this might all sound a bit out there, but here's the really cool part. Modern science is actually catching up and proving this ancient wisdom right. The mind-body connection, it's not some mystical idea anymore. It is a biological fact.
So how does it actually work? Well, your mind and your body are locked in this constant, two-way conversation. It's happening right now through this incredibly complex network of hormones and nerve signals. Your thoughts, your emotions, they don't just stay up in your head. They have a direct physical impact on your health.
And what happens on a biological level when we just stuff our emotions down? The science is crystal clear. Your cortisol, that's your main stress hormone, it just skyrockets. Your immune system's defenses drop, and this chronic, low-grade inflammation starts to build up in your system. These aren't just theories. They're real, measurable, physiological responses. But the good news is, the opposite is also true. Actually releasing that emotion, whether it's through crying or making art, or even just taking a few intentional deep breaths, it acts like a physical reset button. It biologically shifts your entire system back towards harmony.
Okay, so we get the what and the why. Now for the really important part, the how. How do we actually start listening again? This next bit is a super simple, totally actionable guide to tuning back into your body's language. All right, here are 5 steps you can literally start today. 1. Pause. Every single day, just for a moment, ask your body what it's trying to tell you. 2. Scan for sensations. Don't judge, just notice. Is there warmth, tightness, lightness? 3. Breathe into it. Whatever you find, send compassion to that area, not fear. 4. Journal what you feel. Getting those unexpressed emotions out on paper is huge. And 5. Move your body. Movement is one of the body's favorite ways to speak, especially when it comes to joy.
And what's the payoff for all this? It's huge. When you build this habit of listening, your body doesn't need to scream anymore. It can go back to whispering because it finally trusts that you're paying attention, that it knows you can hear it. All right, let's bring this all home with what might be the most important message of all. We have to understand that true healing isn't about fixing something. It's about presence. Most of us think of healing as a project, right? Like something in us is broken and our job is to go in with all our tools and fix it. But what if that whole approach is wrong? What if healing isn't about fixing at all? What if it's actually about remembering that you were never broken in the first place? Those signals your body sends, they aren't flaws, they're communications. They are simply calls for your attention. So if it's not about fixing, what does your body actually need from you? Not judgment, not punishment, not another rigid plan. It needs one simple but incredibly powerful thing: your compassionate, non-judgmental presence. Because at the end of the day, true, lasting healing, it begins the very moment you finally, truly hear your body's voice. The only question left is, are you ready to start listening?